Welcome to the SID's View podcast. That was a pretty good one.
Rob, can you do that?
No, my voice is like 5 times too gravelly to do that. No. There's no chance. I can do SpongeBob, but there's no need for me to do that again.
I love it.
I know. Who doesn't? F1 season is almost here. Sid, are you ready?
Yeah, it got canceled, didn't it?
It did?
Yeah, thought it did.
Stop.
I think so.
The whole season?
No, just the race this weekend in Australia.
What happened? Rain?
Nobody cares, so they canceled it.
Reason racing not very
Damn.
good.
Wasn't there a cyclone that hit
Let's
there?
look it up.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
Wait, I thought that was a meme when I saw that earlier. That was real?
Could you guys give me like 2 F1 drivers?
Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris.
What are we talking about?
Don't forget Lance Stroll.
Lance
dude.
Stroll.
Wow, you're
Oh,
a
you
dork.
watch it?
I sometimes watch it, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I play the game like I have like a wheel and pedals, so that's
Oh.
how I drive. It's like sim drive. So,
Do you do good in the game?
Kinda.
You can suck it.
Would you like to race one day?
If I learned how to do it, yeah.
You would?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's funny because like I wouldn't go skydiving or any of that, but you put me in a modified car, dude.
Modified? You'd go right to the
I'm all
modified?
in it, dude.
Man, he doesn't need the ladder.
I'm swinging
right to
big,
the
man.
top.
Why
You're
not?
swinging big, pedal to the metal,
Why
Yep.
not, dude?
all the way through.
Boots to asses, man.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I
1
don't.
minute.
I'm not very good with the whole turning right thing. It's not really.
Oh, so you would just turn left?
Yeah. Preferably on a very, very high bank track.
Really?
Yep.
You-
Give me some Wall Stadium. You know, that would be nice.
Wall Stadium?
Yeah, Wall would be great.
Maybe you could be friends with Christopher Bell.
Maybe.
Be teammates.
Yeah. Hey, he signed my hat when I was like 15, I think. That's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It didn't get canceled.
It didn't?
No, that was
I didn't even know.
Dude, I mean, truly, I've been here working
who
on
else
the technical
watches?
side of the show, so
It's-
I thought it was
mean,
possible.
The only thing is, it's just like it's a lot. I don't know.
Remy, do you watch it?
F1?
Yeah.
I used to watch
All right,
it.
here we go. Settle in. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for the next edition of the SID's View podcast. Glad to have you all back with us as we talk more racing here in Southern New England. My man Diego's in the house. What's up, brother?
Hey, Sid, happy to be back. You know, there's not a lot of racing going on, but the Big East tournament is starting.
Oh,
I'm excited for that.
Indeed, indeed. And look who's back here over on the controls.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, yeah, when you show up for work, you can finally do it. Look at you.
Yo, yo, yo! Your girl is back. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Let's do this.
That's what I'm talking about. And once again, our man Rob is back in familiar surroundings down in the bullpen.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Rob back at it again, and let me just say I'm so relieved to hear that yo, yo, yo from my girl Remy once again. The rest of y'all,
Wow,
Thanks,
wow,
buddy.
wow, dude.
Wow.
Jeez, that's pretty lame, dude. What the hell? All right, listen, we want to make sure that the weirdness is just off the charts, right off the rip here tonight, but we're having a good time. Listen, make sure that if you want to be part of the show, join the live chat, you got to go to youtube.com/SidsView/join, become a podcast member. We've been thrilled to have a solid group of about 120 all throughout the offseason still supporting us. We really appreciate that. And so we are thrilled to have back over here with us is our main man, Jack Arias.
Wow, that's a new one. How'd you come up with that one?
Our man Jack Pixton. People have been saying, "Where's Jack from?" I'm telling you, he's the camera guy over at Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be doing some stuff with Sid's View this year. He's going to be doing some stuff as we venture out and do some stuff with Monaco Modifieds. And our man Fran was not available for the March Madness. We needed a fifth. We got to have a tiebreaker. We can't have a bunch of 2-2 ties.
Right.
So Jack's been hanging out with us. So he's sitting in once again. We're thrilled always to have our friends over at Monaco Ford back with us. They will be sponsoring the results ticker for the entire season. And so we'll get them up on the scroll. So, Diego, I had a interesting week, so to speak.
Oh,
I was. It was a decompress week after the stress of the Stefanik doc.
I'm
Got that
sure.
over with.
yeah.
And then, of course, the hustle to make sure the podcast was up and running. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
was eventful. All the way up to today, actually. Me and Rob had an
Oh yeah,
eventful time behind
Very.
the scenes.
that's one way to put it.
But wouldn't you know, I got all in to the NASCAR races this week.
Yeah, I actually, I was hanging out with some friends.
Yep.
I'm watching the race, and I missed the first half because I was traveling to some friends,
Yep.
and I thought I knew what was happening. So I'm in the group chat. I'm like, oh, damn, look at Priest. All right to the front. Oh, he's got another set of tires. Sid's like, yeah, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like,
No, Sid comes in the chat with
Right.
the dude. Have you been watching the whole
Right.
race? I'm like, Sid, when have you ever done that in the last
Right.
decade?
That's right.
they're like,
That's
yeah,
right.
I was like, wow.
he put him on early. I'm like, I'm sitting there with my friends, and I'm like, I think Sid's watching the whole race.
It's amazing.
Well, I forget, Rob, did you text me? Somebody let me know, I think. Right? Was there?
It wasn't me. It was probably Rob.
I might have just checked in because I
Yeah.
had some couch time available on
Yep.
Sunday, and I'm like, oh, let's see what Ryan's doing. And then he was dicing through the field. I was like, oh, man, I was all into it. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, it didn't end that.
It didn't end terrible.
Yeah.
It didn't end terrible, and it was promising. But he's finishing in stages. He's gaining stage points.
Yeah, right.
And I think he's almost in the top 16 in points. Is that true?
yeah,
I thought he had moved up in points, but at any rate,
I think he is. I think he's like right on the bubble right now.
Right.
I mean, it's too early to really
listen,
talk about
and he's
that.
had to me, I don't know what everybody else on the chat here is thinking, or you guys. I don't think the start of the year has been spectacular for him. I thought
No.
it was going to be better. So for him to be lingering right outside the top 15 in points.
Ryan's 24th in points.
Oh, he's 24th in points. Okay.
He went up 6 spots, so he was
Okay.
30th.
That is weird though, Diego. I also thought he was 16th. I don't know. Maybe that was last week. I don't know how it's
I
possible.
thought he
but
was too, but
Yeah.
but he's had a rough go of it. Even though he's won stage points, and
Right.
that's 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, Tapley just said he's led laps in 3 of the first 4 races.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean it's easy to say, oh, it's over.
Right.
But like the first 3 races, you had two super speedways and a road course. This was the first traditional oval race of the season.
Yeah. And I don't even
So-
know how traditional is
Right.
at Phoenix.
It's still kind of a weird track.
Yeah.
But to see him bringing it home 15th at the first track, where I feel like he sort of has some bearings. It's a flatter, smaller track.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Well,
I'm good with it.
Like the chat has said, he's definitely had some, some mechanical failure type stuff and the wreck at Daytona.
Right,
again.
obviously.
He's been competitive.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you're watching, it took Chris Buescher a long time, to me, of running with. And so when I was hanging out with my friend this week, and we had this conversation.
Oh, with Roush. Yeah.
Well, Chris Buescher, when he was with JTG, and he
Yeah,
was
he had like
okay.
8. Yeah.
Right? And it only took over the last 3 years has he really started to shine.
Yeah,
Though he's been in
2023.
pretty good equipment
Yeah.
for 10 years running. Right? So let's see. What is Priest? Priest was trucks, races here.
Yeah, I think his debut cup was
Well,
2019.
he did 2 seasons maybe with JTG with
Yep.
maybe subpar equipment. And he's never really had that full solid run.
Yeah.
And that was brought up to me when we were watching the race. I'm like, you just, because you're a Priest fan,
Right.
you just want him to kick ass right now,
Yeah.
right? And then you watch a guy like Christopher Bell just putting the can of wax. I remember when those 2 raced New Hampshire in Joe Gibbs' car. Remember, I think it was one of Priest's first races. He was up against Bell.
Yeah.
I remember that. And so, you forget that he hasn't run in good stuff for many years, because I compare him to, he's running better than his car owner.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
right, he's running better. His car owner's wrecking every week.
Yeah, I definitely get the feeling that they're maybe like a tiny bit off from the past 2 years. It's still too early to tell, but next week is this weekend is, this is one of the bread and butter tracks. Like this is the cookie cutter
Where are they
intermediate
at?
1.5, Las Vegas.
Yeah, and
So like if he does decent here, then I really have some hope.
and that's another 1.5-mile track, right?
Right, yeah.
Right. Those are tough tracks, but at any rate, I always compare him to Chris Buescher. I don't know why the race is going on. I'm like, where's Buescher at? Right? Because I think he's the mark for that team, right? So you're always wondering. So when Priest is running 20th in and Buscher's running 29th. I'm like, that's not bad.
Right, right.
It's not bad.
Yeah, like
You know,
where do you run just hopping into this team? Where
he's
are you
the
gonna?
highest running member on his team right now. So how are you going to be bad?
I still thought it was great. I mean, obviously he was the only one with tires early in the race, but he was just dicing up through the field, man. It was fun to watch. I was
Right.
like,
Oh, yeah.
man, look at him go with these soft tires. Yeah, pretty neat.
Right.
All right, let's get after it. We got a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of segments to get to, so let's get right into it. Let's start it off with our usual weekly update. Hi, Rem.
Oh, hi, Sid.
How's it going?
Okay, so let's just say something.
Yeah, please do.
It's been a really relaxing time during this off season, not worrying about anything, not worrying about how to say people's names,
Yeah.
because I would be stressing the whole week about it.
Would you really?
Yeah, I'm an overthinker,
Yeah.
so of course I'll be thinking about it the whole week. And Jack did such a phenomenal job while I was gone. And since he's here during the March Madness brackets, why not have him do it while
You want
he's
him to
here?
ride the momentum?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, why
Cue the
not?
Stone Cold music.
Thank you, Mr. Pixel.
We'll work on some intro music.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. All right, so Jack, the floor is yours, my friend. What do you got?
First off, shout out Belltown Motors as always for the weekly update. We appreciate you guys.
Definitely.
So Luke Baldwin wins the Smart Modified Tour in South Carolina. Carson Lofton finished third. So
Yeah, Baldwin's going to
Oh.
be tough, dude.
Dude, I'm going to tell you this about that kid. And, we've had this discussion before. I met him really a couple years ago, Speed Weeks the year before. And him and Carson Lofton came up because they were good buddies with Chris Walker, who Brody was running for. And obviously, I don't know if you see Baldwin will run for Walker periodically throughout the year in the Pro Late.
Yep.
Him and Carson Lofton were great kids. And so, when they were coming to Stafford at first, and I heard rumors, these Baldwin boys are walking around in their flip-flops and shorts, and I'm like, it was a lot. I felt like there was a lot of negativity surrounding them coming. But, it was great for Stafford for the Baldwins to be there.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm going to tell you this. After meeting him a couple times, and he always stops and says hello. He's never acts like he's bigger than you or anybody else
Yeah.
as a person, which goes a long way, right? Because you could get pretty good, and all of a sudden you think you're somebody you're not, and then I'm just not a fan anymore.
Right.
And he hasn't done that. And when they made the announcement that, he's driving for Thor Sports, got a truck ride, that's a big-time ride.
Yeah.
That's no slouch of a truck ride. They probably have the best truck program, maybe besides, Tricon's right there. There's a few teams, but that's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
And
No.
so
No,
I
not
was
at all.
super happy
Dude, they've
for
got
him.
I think they got dozens of championships.
And
that might
almost,
be an exaggeration.
it's
but-
like when you feel like you know somebody personally,
yeah.
I'm instantly going to be rooting them on. Like I know Gio. We've had a bunch of stakes down at Longhorn when he's running the Speedbowl. So when Gio's on, I'm rooting for him from the couch, big time. And I'm going to do the same thing when Luke's out there. So it's great news to hear. And that kid runs awesome
Yeah.
in everything.
He stole my second bit, man.
What?
I was gonna say that he's
Oh,
running
I
for the
jumped-
trucks.
Oh,
Oh,
I
way
jumped
to
the
go,
script.
Diego.
Oh, I didn't know, bro.
I mean, I will add that he makes his debut the 28th at Martinsville, and he's expected to run full time on the Monaco Mod Tour and the Smart Tour. So
Yeah, they
nice.
got in the chat. They're talking about his brother got.
Woo!
Oh
He
my!
got two
Dude,
numbers
did you
in
see
the
the
bag.
in
That
car?
went viral,
Did you
bro.
see the in car?
Yeah.
Oh man, and they are hating on whatever is it, Jake Crum?
Yep.
Jack,
Yeah,
yeah,
Jake.
Jake Crum. Yeah, they are killing him right now on
Yeah.
there. And listen, I can tell you this too. Just in thinking about this for a while, the Baldwin brothers are good. I thought Jack was always getting the better rides a little bit, was moving up the ladder a little quicker. And then just like that, the tides have turned a little bit. And then it seems like nothing can go right for Jack right now. He probably would have had a top 2 or 3 last week in
Yeah.
the Smart Tour. Besides now the right front's ripped off, needs a clip, the rear end's buried up in the car. Just not a great finish for him. Sometimes it just that happens.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
at any rate.
Matt Swanson told Race Day CT he will compete in select events on the NASCAR Mod Tour with car owner Gary Casilla's 25 car.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a shocker.
That's
Yeah.
a shocker.
Yeah.
I when I think of them as MRS team,
Right.
maybe a few tri-track races.
Right.
But you know,
They're like the team that those series were created for.
Oh,
Correct.
100%.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see Matt Swanson race anywhere. He's a really entertaining guy to be around.
Who's that?
Matt.
Swanson.
I think honestly, Matt Swanson has come a long way from when he started in modified racing. Even when he runs his family tour car, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
And I know he's working on it a lot at home, probably solo. I'm sure Gary and them are all pitching in, but I know Matt spent some time, and I talked to his father, so I haven't done it in a while. That's truly a family-run small team.
Yeah.
So when you're running the top 10 or you're running in the top 10 late in a run, it's a lot to be proud of.
Yeah. What was it? The World Series last year, but the year before?
Yeah.
And they came out with their '89 car, and they were running good the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they do on the tour. Definitely have eyes on that one.
Yeah.
Terry Hodgson to make 5 NASCAR mod appearances for the first time in his career. He'll make his debut at the Icebreaker 150 at Thompson.
Who's that, Teddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's he driving for? His own team?
I believe so.
Oh, he's driving the 55 on the Wheel and Tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to double check.
My
Sean Stang,
Lord.
but, yeah.
Damn.
That's kind of out of nowhere as well.
No, I didn't know that. They published their schedule the other day,
Yeah.
and it looked aggressive. And I've only known them to run tri-tracks and some of the – is it the 28 up at Tom
Yeah.
Stafford?
Yep.
Run some shows with that car.
Right.
But, Teddy, when they're on, they're on. And they're a fun group of people. The Hodgson family are a great family. I'm always a fan of them. And that's a pretty big deal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good people. Got to know them by doing the tri-track stuff last year, and he's going to run part-time with that same 28 team SKs at Stafford.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got a busy schedule coming up.
Yeah, it's great. All these teams are posting their schedules right now,
Yeah,
and it's just fun to look at. When you start looking at them, I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's just that I'm older now. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of events, and they're all over.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, it may not seem like there might only be 20 events on there, right? But that's your whole summer, and you're here, there, over there, next weekend down here,
right.
prepping cars.
Yeah.
That turns into a hell of a lot of work,
Woody Pitkat to chase the Monaco Mod title with new team Jet Motorsports. He's going to return to compete full-time in this series in 2025. For both the Stafford events, he'll drive the Holmes Motorsports number 8.
Who's Jet Motorsports? Does anybody know?
I don't know. It seems like they own the 8.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the.
It's like white, red. They got like a neon yellow.
So he's not with Dunleavy anymore. That's the news.
It seems like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird. Yeah, it doesn't seem like.
What, the 88?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I think Marcello's running an 88 car, open car.
Well, I'm just saying, Pitcat has been solely with, Dunleavy over the last couple years, and damn, I forgot his name, but he's the crew chief, the yellow number 8. You remember his name, Sid?
The yellow number
yeah,
8.
What the hell's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. He's been crew chiefing for Woody the last. Yeah,
Cam McDermott.
Yeah, Cam
Oh,
McDermott.
yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, Cam, if you're watching, because he's a real smart guy. It's been
Yeah.
a great team.
He's
And-
going to be like basically they said the team, the crew behind him, including Cam, is going to be the same.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and they're basically running the 8 car at the Stafford events because they have the notebook there
Yeah.
at Stafford with that car.
Yeah.
So they're just going to stick with it.
I wonder what Dunleavy's doing. Maybe I should call him, see if he needs a
Yeah,
driver.
get him on the horn.
Eric Burnt told Race Day CT his Ferguson Motorsports team would once again chase the SK Modified Championship at the Bowl while also competing in the Tour-type modified events in the Flow Racing Connecticut Challenge at Thompson. Burnt will also run the Monaco Mod Series races, avoiding conflict with the Speedbowl Saturday Series.
So that Connecticut Flow Racing Challenge thing.
What is that?
It's like this little
It's like
series within the series.
It's like a 3-race thing at Thompson with all the modified.
It's
guys.
like a mid-season tournament.
So it's an
Mid-season
open
tournament.
event.
no. It's like the. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like the 3 NASCAR races.
Yep.
Like Flow Racing is kicking something in there, so it's like a little mini series
Yeah, remember
within
like the
the
No Bull
NASCAR
5
tour.
used to have that.
So maybe some people, if you guys don't know this, somebody could. So that means it's obviously an open car, right? Because they don't run SKs there.
Say that again.
It's not it's an open SK. I mean, an open modified, like a tour type.
You mean with
modified.
Eric?
Yeah, no, the 3-race series.
Oh, it's the NASCAR modified tour events.
Now
Oh.
they're saying in chat it's for new teams only, or teams that have returned after a long while.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it's sort of like an attempt
Well,
to boost
welcome
the
back.
To
and
get
get
people
them
to
back.
go to get
So
to
like the
event.
Mac Zach.
So it's working then.
Yeah,
it's working.
Mac
It seems like it.
Yeah.
You know, I had some chats with. We were getting some cars. Not to get off on it, but I like to get off on this little run here. I was speaking with them as we were getting our rent-a-car. By the way, you got to get a star on your license, or you can't get a car. I figured that out real fast.
Oh yeah, the real ID.
Dude, my
Yeah.
aunt was down there, and they were like, "Yeah, your reservation's invalid." I'm like, "Excuse me?
Wow.
You don't have a star?" So I went from paying $213 for the week for the car to like $620.
Oh hell
Oh my
no.
god.
Right? And they're like, "Well, your reservation, you have to cancel your reservation." And I said, to my aunt Stella, I need your help. Bad.
Stella.
Bad. I
Please.
need your help right now. So, anyways, yeah, Max Zackham was down there, and he said, for what they're paying you, and they're giving, you're almost giving you a set of tires for starting. NASCAR's doing a good job of doing things and luring teams back in
Yeah.
to their series.
Well, I remember I think it was when we had Scott Tapley here, and we were talking about how I wasn't a big fan of these series within a series thing,
Yep.
but I stand corrected because this seems to be definitely doing what the intent was, which was to
Yeah.
bring teams back to the
Well,
tour events. you
I'm
know?
not sure if they're coming back because of the series within the series. Obviously, Eric must be because he announced that.
I mean,
Right, but I think the payoff is good. The wheeling putting a lot of extra money in
yeah.
and into the points fund, it makes it appetizing for people.
Well, I mean, just these 3, like, Eric and Teddy, I think specifically said those events. I don't know if Swanson did
yeah,
but I mean, it's working. Those 3 teams.
Yeah, those are all competitive cars.
great
Yeah.
teams to
Right.
put on the tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this last one's a little wild in a good way.
We
So,
like that.
Reigning NASCAR Modified Tour champion Justin Bonsignor
Oh, yeah.
helped his wife Taylor deliver their newborn baby in
Did
the
you-
McDonald's parking lot.
Did you see
Wow.
Yeah.
this? You didn't see this, Diego?
They were on
No.
their way to the hospital in the middle of the night when Taylor's water broke and they had to pull over and take action. So shout out to Justin.
So she
That's
What a
Stop.
god.
she was like having contractions that were like 10 minutes apart like the whole day, and the doctor thought maybe she was dehydrated, whatever, and then all of a sudden they went from like 6 minutes to 3 minutes to 2 minutes, and they were like, okay, time to get in the car. And they started driving, and her water
Wow.
broke while they were driving. I think she had the long post that told the story. I think she said it was like only 10 minutes into the half-hour drive. And so they found a McDonald's because it had the best lighting in the parking lot. And Justin was like, Johnny
The baby came out.
He delivered the baby with her. Yeah.
Wow.
What
Right there in the parking lot.
savage, bro.
Isn't that amazing?
I hope they had
that
some
is baller.
blankets down.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Jesus, Diego.
Dude, that's going to be on his
Like the-
career achievements
Just the
page.
placenta is everywhere.
We should have known to tell the story with Diego.
I know, yeah, that was your mistake.
No, listen.
Right where your brain goes.
Well,
Yeah.
no, because I was here for my wife. So I'm like, oh, the hell?
Shout out to him. 'cause
Yeah,
sick.
that's a
So,
big
Yeah.
story, too.
that's
Definitely.
dope.
Listen, Justin's a cool cat. You missed him when he was in here, but
Yeah.
dude, he was a real
He
fun
seemed cool. I
guy.
He was
watched the
great.
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
he was one of those guys. Like, and I seen Ryan Stone down at New Smyrna, and we had chatted about, like the podcast and how much, and we had talked about the Guilford Lodging 39. We just retouched on all that stuff that we talked about.
Yeah.
And the one thing I said that was really great about it, and all the guests that come onto the show, if they're not too quiet, you really get to learn them as a person. Like everybody knows Rob,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
me
Yeah.
from this show. And I said, when Justin left here, I'm like, dude, I'm a fan of his.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
and
am a fan.
He's very authentic too. I mean, he
Yeah.
was pretty much the same on and off camera. Me and Sid went to
Yeah.
the shop up there, and he was just always very
Yeah.
personable.
Everybody on the chat's a little worried about what I said.
I know, Dr. Bonsignor.
No, it's funny though. Sorry, Bonza.
That's all I got. So
All right, Jack. Thank you, my friend.
no problem, man. Thank you, guys.
Let's keep it rolling here. It's time for the very popular Nostalgia Nugget of the week. Nailed it.
I love it.
All right, everybody. So listen, we have a little video bonus with this week's Nostalgia Nugget. Because wouldn't you know, Diego, that this Sunday coming up, is the 22-year anniversary for one of the greatest finishes in NASCAR Cup Series history, which just happened to involve a New England native named Ricky Craven. In the words of the once famous Warner Wolf, Remy, let's go to the videotape.
I
shall
know
we?
this one. This was great.
Dude, this one is so
Oh,
iconic.
look at this. This was a great race.
They're driving good.
Oh, look at the nose of that Tide car. Doesn't it look good? The Grand Prix.
Dude, these cars are beat to crap too. I mean, look at
Oh,
them.
look at 'em
They're
bounce
barely
around.
hanging on. So much travel.
Oh,
Who's gonna get off? Here he comes. Here he comes. He's got him this time. It's gonna be a drag.
oh.
That's tremendous.
I know. I still think it's the best finish in Cup history.
Yeah, that gets your vote?
I mean, they're banging doors all the way down the front.
That's up there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a great
Dude, they
finish.
were like stuck halfway down the straightaway,
Right.
just smoke bellowing.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Oh.
either that or the Atlanta finish, but that seems more natural to me. I mean, that's just grit. And
Yeah.
those cars, it's not like that was the only time they made contact. Like, if you watch that whole tape back, they were going at it for a while before that ended.
And that's
so.
some good old school cup racing right
Yeah.
there, boy.
100%.
Man.
So that is it for the Nostalgia Nugget. Huge thanks, as always, to our good buddy Sean Waddell, a.k.a. Gary, for sponsoring the old Nostalgia Nugget.
Oh, yeah.
Let's kick it down to the bullpen, keep things rolling with our man Rob for this week's Popcorn Stat Chat.
Now, as always, I want to give a shout out to the beautiful people over at Who's Retirees for making this segment possible. And I want to start it off. We were just talking about Mod Tour entries. Who do you guys think is the most underrated driver on the roster for the tour this upcoming year?
So we're just talking the NASCAR Modified Tour. That's what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm. Wheel and Tour.
The most underrated driver. That's interesting. Let's see. I would say, who is underrated on the tour?
I mean, man,
I feel like Austin's not really underrated anymore.
how about
He's winning races.
how about if I said somebody like
Tyler Ripkema?
that's who I was going to say.
Really?
Not a bad one.
Listen, I think he's going to get a win in the 3-car this year.
That would be cool. Yep.
Right? He's going to put Old Blue in victory lane. I think it'll happen.
I would love to see that team just get into this cycle where they're winning every year. I mean, it was so awesome in 2017 when they broke through with Pennick, and then last year too. There's just something about seeing that car, and it's like weird because I wasn't around when that car was like very, very competitive, you know. But you still somehow get a sense of nostalgia for it.
Yeah. What is the question? Underrated?
Most underrated.
What about our boy Lutz?
I was going to
Craig
say
Lutz.
I was
Talking
going
about.
to say him too. You know, like I don't know if it's there's I don't know how to say this. There's been so much promise for him, and
Yeah.
we everybody's been waiting for the breakout year and it just hasn't happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying for one reason or another, things didn't happen the way he wanted them to.
Yeah, so 2020, that was the pandemic, so an abbreviated season, only 9 races, and he won twice.
Right.
And then he won again. He won the year before in 2019, won twice in 2020. And then since then, he's only has 1 win, which was in 2022.
Yeah.
But I feel like,
But he's a hard charger.
and I
though.
feel like he's fast a lot. I feel like his stats don't reflect how many times he shows up with a fast car.
Right.
he's always just a little off.
Right.
he's always just the next, the second next best car, which isn't bad.
Right.
But when you want to win, it's bad.
So
Oh,
how
yeah.
about last year? 16 races, 0 wins, but he led 378 laps during the
Right.
season.
That's a tough stat to look at, probably, if you're
Right.
him.
Yeah.
Dude, what about Jake Lutz? Not related, okay? But this guy's kind of, as far as I can tell, it seems like he came out of nowhere. I mean, he won some events over in New York.
So is that the kid in the 14?
Yeah.
Bad ass,
Dude, he finished third in the
Dude,
last
who
race
is
behind
that guy?
only Bonsignor and Hirschman. And I'm like, who is this? I thought it was
Dude.
Craig.
Jake Lutz, I don't know. I'm not sure who he is.
Dude, I don't know.
He ran like a champ.
Right?
I thought he ran like a veteran down at Speed Weeks, and I kept watching him. I'm like, that dude is good.
Oh, yeah.
He ran really strong, so, I mean, you could go on for driver after driver, but Jake Lutz is definitely
Yeah.
one.
I mean, I don't even know if he's going to run the full tour.
Yeah.
But as far as guys who, looking at the stats, this is kind of shocking. He's sort of an anomaly. He only ran 5 races last year.
Yeah.
And he was beating guys like Beers. He outran Newman.
Yeah.
So to me, that means if I could see something crazy happening if he were to run the full season.
Just turned 26
Yep.
He did.
from Hamburg, New York. Yeah.
Tall kid.
Okay.
He's a tall
Yep.
kid.
Alrighty, let me lay another one on you.
Bring it.
What's the best auto racing movie of all time? Remy?
I was gonna go with Cars.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Hell yeah.
God.
Why not?
No, I mean, it's a good pick. I also
Oh
picked
my.
Cars, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
Cars. 100%.
What?
Cars.
Diego. We're old, dude. We're
What?
Lightning
Say.
McQueen is
Cars?
is
Dude,
the
he
greatest
might
athlete
be-
of all time.
I know,
dude.
dude.
I mean, is this, are we what are we
this is a
talking about?
Listen,
Is this a real
if
conversation?
you're
what are we
talking,
talking
if
about?
you're trying to have the GOAT conversation,
have to put-
you
you have
can't
to put
ignore
McQueen.
Lightning McQueen. I mean, Chick Hicks, he's up there, all right, but he's a dirty driver. He's not McQueen.
You
He didn't
gotta
win him
do
the way
McQueen,
McQueen
man.
won him.
Could please somebody in the chat help us with this? This is
Why are
awful.
we not talking about Cole Trickle right now?
That's what I'm talking about. Why are we
ridiculous.
not talking about Cole Trickle or Rowdy Burns?
Right. Ridiculous.
I mean, are you guys? I mean, is this? Did you guys do this on purpose? Like, let's just say Cars, all of us.
Well, here's the thing,
Yeah.
dude. But I love Days of Thunder, right? But it is kind of like a guilty pleasure. I wouldn't say it's the best movie in the world.
Kind of. It definitely is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But that's why I pick Cars. I like Days of Thunder, though.
I don't even know what to say.
I like Stroker Ace.
No, I'm
What do you know
being
about
serious.
Stroker Ace?
Well, he's a chicken.
Yeah, the chicken pick
The
car. It's
chicken
iconic.
picker. Listen. I loved as a kid growing up, the Days of Thunder. I loved it. I was a race fan. It's
Yeah.
the only real type of racing movie, even though it wasn't real.
It's
Right.
definitely not real.
Right, but I mean,
Right.
I
Definitely
mean,
not realistic.
I
But it's
thought
entertaining.
it
It's
was
fun
Oh
to
yeah,
watch.
entertaining.
some of the in-car footage is very comical looking. I mean, they're driving around the track at 80 miles an hour with the camera shaking and they speed it up.
Open-faced helmet.
Yeah,
just all
dude,
the
it's
dirt.
crazy. It's crazy.
I hate to bring this up, but Apple is making an F1 movie coming out.
Jack, are we being
April.
serious?
Sid, you're
right
gonna
now?
be in the theater
You
opening
want me
night
to
for
throw
that.
up into my mouth in my own podcast? Who cares?
We're talking about movies. It's a racing movie.
I mean, I did say auto racing movie. I didn't say NASCAR movie.
Yeah.
All right,
I can't believe that. That's when you know. What do you guys call Gen what?
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
And you
Oh,
guys are X.
And you guys are I mean, who the hell picks Cars? I mean,
Cars.
How do you
Yeah.
not
Dude,
like
Cars.
No, the
Cars?
real
That's
question
not
is
even
who the hell
is that a
doesn't pick
racing
Cars?
movie?
It's a racing movie. It's got the best racer of all time.
It is.
What do you?
Dude. Dude, I'm
We're
not-
going to lose the argument.
I'm keeping
Carry
it
on.
spade a spade,
3
man.
against 2.
Yeah.
So
Next
you guys
comment.
Yeah,
can
I was kind of
suck it.
weird though. They made the spy follow up. They became spies. It was kind of odd.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but it was still sick.
I mean, I still kind of like it, even though that sucked, but I like it.
What did I get myself into?
I don't know, guys. That's a
Next
great
topic.
question.
Seriously, please.
Do the tire options used at Phoenix improve or hurt the overall racing product?
Oh, I'd love to hear the chat on this. Tapley, come
I
on.
know. I'm interested.
Tapley, let's get in on this one.
Say it again now.
Tire options at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Did they improve or hurt the racing product?
I mean, I was into it. I mean, so I guess as a viewer, I was kind of locked in.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But I was kind of locked in thinking like Ryan's tire strategy seemed experimental, but not one that was going to
Right.
Well, I think what they had
win
to
him
do,
the race.
they started so deep in the field
Yeah.
that he needed track position
had to do
early,
it.
and
Right.
they did it.
Yeah.
right? Because he needed track position.
Yep.
You know, it's almost like, you know, it's easy to be Monday morning quarterback, right? But to sit back and say, damn, why didn't you knew how good they were. Just try to hang around the top 20 and on the last pitch stop, fire them on.
Right.
Right?
100%.
You know who did it right, but then screwed it up?
Who?
Was Tyler Reddick. Right? Because he pitted, the last pitch stop, he was able to put some on, but he sped in the pits.
Oh, yeah. He botched it.
Right, he lost it.
Yeah.
He was the one that could have made a difference and did it right and screwed it up coming down pit road.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the visual of cars just flying through the field. Obviously, it was very entertaining to see Priest and Joey do it after the spin, but it's one of those weird things where it makes the race visually more interesting, but like to me, as someone who knows that it's gonna not work out,
Yeah.
like if you're, I guess as like a casual viewer, it's sort of similar to like the fuel saving at Daytona. Oh, the pack's 3 and 4 wide. They're all 3 and 4 wide, but they're going 170 at half throttle. Right.
You know what would be
like I
great?
know as someone who's really following it that they're not gonna make it with that strategy.
You know, you would be sitting there knowing they were such a dominant tire. You see Priest just marching through the field.
Dude,
It was so
ridiculous.
awesome.
Dude, it was just like,
Ridiculous.
I
I
mean,
thought I
it's
was
just-
watching the second coming right there.
right.
It was
Yeah.
so
Right.
peak.
You're like, oh my God, this is
Just
this,
blowing by him.
Right.
I
It
mean,
was
could you
amazing.
imagine if somebody really rolled the dice and didn't put them on that? I think there was a caution with like 22 to go. Was that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And said, wait, we're going to wait because I know there's going to be one last caution, but you never get the caution.
Right.
So then you're
screwed.
screwed.
No, I would have
Now
been
you're-
interested. Like, imagine if they got one more with like 10 to go, like a 10 or 9 lap to go restart, and someone in 15th, 16th puts them on.
Right.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like that could have ended really. Could have
Right.
been wild. It was already a wild finish. Like, don't get me wrong. One of the best Phoenix races I've ever seen.
It's like withholding. You know, you got to hang on,
right.
right, and just race the race. Anyways,
Yeah. Well, that's the stat chat, boys. And
All
girl.
right, my friend. Well done as always.
Thank you. Very
Let's
much.
keep it. Let's keep it rolling. It's time for another glorious segment called "Did You Know." All right, our good friends over there at Legion Speedway helping us with the "Did You Know" segment here as we open up the season. I got a good one for you. I went into the old Stafford Speedway archives. Did you know, among the numerous things that the legendary Bugsy Stevens accomplished during his storied career was 4 modified championships at Stafford Speedway, 1966, 68, 71, and 74. But did you know that the first championship he won in 1966 came when Stafford was still a dirt track? He's the only driver, I believe, to have won on both surfaces, and it was the last season that Stafford was a dirt track before
Wow.
they paved it prior to the 1967 season. Fun fact, as we were talking about, if you watch Thursday videos coming up this week, we had a little chat about families in southern New England, and that same year that Bugsy won the modified championship, Brian Narducci's grandfather, Ron Narducci, was the sportsman championship at Stafford. So, little late 60s.
oh yeah,
Did you know there from Stafford Speedway? And yeah, that's your Did You Know trivia nugget.
Wait, I feel like we kind of snubbed them on the video. Oh, you'll have to watch later in the week.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
they'll figure
you'll
it out.
see.
Well, that's a little tease, actually.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
to
yeah.
say. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, it's time. As you know, it is the month of March.
oh yeah.
And so it's time for us to break out the brackets. Let's throw the master up here. Let's see if we can we're gonna drop the scroll here just for a little bit. And we're gonna have a look-see at this is the main bracket. All right, so we're around in. We're gonna show them to you individually, so they'll be a little easier for you to see. And when we're done, we will have our Sweet 16 teams left. So let's get right into it.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because I love March Madness.
Well, March Madness is awesome, yeah. and so
Oh,
that's why we
Nothing
do
like
it.
the
My
best.
CCSU tonight, they're playing. If they win the conference, I think they're in the tournament.
All right.
Big.
Huge.
Yeah.
Was that
I-
Blue Devils?
Well, I mean, listen, I know we're
Word.
getting into the brackets off topic. Have any of you guys watched any of the conference games that get in?
Good,
No.
They're good games.
Oh, they're great.
But it's a
dude.
lot of them are this week, right?
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
watch
Smaller conferences are going
Yes,
on
there's-
now, right?
and there's
Smaller ones, yeah.
the teams
Yeah.
that have never made it, like,
Yeah.
fight it tooth and nail,
Yeah.
dude.
March Madness will never get old.
Right?
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
I love it, man.
All right, so let's hit it. This is right here, G-metric bracket. All right, so let's get out our sheets here so we can do this all. Let me get back on the mic here. All right, so let's see what we want to do here. So we're going to go around the horn. Let's start with Diego. So we have Kevin Gambacorta
Oh, yeah.
against the champion of Victory Lane, should we say?
The showman.
The showman.
Yeah, boy.
So Kevin versus Rich. Diego, over to you. Start us
yeah,
off.
of course, man. It's hard not to go against. I think he's a multi-time late model champ.
Yeah.
Taking him, Kevin Gambacorta.
Jack, what do you got?
I also went with Gambacorta.
Rob?
Now, if this was a Victory Lane celebrations bracket, he would be making it to the finals, if not the champ. But I would be stupid to not go with Kevin.
Yeah, same here. Rems,
Same.
5-0 sweep. I believe Kevin has remained
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Yeah. All right, now we got ourselves a doozy right here. Paul Varicchio Jr., Chris Meyer. So, funny story. Paul sent me a little message.
Varicchio?
Yeah, after I posted the brackets.
Yeah.
My man said, "What is this bracket thing all about?"
Well, I don't even.
He
What
saw
I
his
said-
name next to Chris Meyer.
I
So
don't
I
know how he
said-
goes 3-2.
I said, "Oh, so you don't really watch college basketball, huh?" He's like, no idea what that is." And I'm like, "Oh."
Stop.
So I gave him a quick rundown. I said, we're just having fun." He's like, "All right, cool." I said, "Yeah, be sure to turn in." So, listen.
Come on, Paul. Paul.
All right, Remy, you're gonna go last on this one.
Ooh.
I'm gonna start it off. I went with my man, the artist formerly known as the Livewire, Chris Meyer. Rob, kick it over to you.
I went with my man Paul.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
interesting. Jack,
I also went with Paul.
okay,
Wow.
2-1.
So he goes 3-2 last week,
yeah.
right? Against somebody I feel like he should sweep.
All
He
right,
should've-
well, take it easy now.
I'm
All
just
right.
saying.
We're
What
not
the hell
done
are
yet.
we
It's only
doing
2-1.
here?
You're up. You're up.
Come on, what's up?
I'm going with the live wire.
All right.
Chris Meyer.
So it's 2-2 over to Remy.
I know
No
who she
pressure.
picked.
Oh man, this is a hard one. I went with Paul.
Wow.
Yeah, let's go,
Wow.
Stanford.
Paul, if you're watching, I'm big on you, man. I you're gonna have a big year, man. Watch out.
Way to throw one of our
Wow.
sponsors under the bus, Ram. Good job.
I can't
Sorry.
believe that. Wow.
Okay, that's a little mild. Even though it's a 4-5 matchup, there, that's a little bit of a upset right there, in my opinion. But carry on as we shall. Matt Winter, Adam Gray, a 3-6 matchup. Rob, over to you.
Oh, I'm going first. Now, this might come as a shock to people who heard me say last week that I thought Adam Gray would win the most races of anyone in any division in Connecticut.
Here we go.
But Winter's a dog. Absolute dog, dude. If they're coming out of turn 4 side by side for the checkered, I don't know if Gray's finishing the race.
Wow.
So I went with
What?
Winter.
That was a great point.
What?
Okay.
Mhm.
He went with Winner, an upset special. Diego, counter.
I don't understand. Yo, there is nobody better there right now in a full-bodied car than Adam Gray. How does Matt Winter, who doesn't even have nearly the I mean, he would have to really drive Adam Gray. I don't
That's
know,
what he's saying he would do.
I don't even think he could do that.
No.
No,
What
listen,
do you-
Adam
what do you-
Gray's unhinged, right? But Matt Winter is like unhinged squared. I don't even know. He's on a
Okay,
next
Matt,
tier
okay.
of unhinged.
All right, Jack, over to you.
Listen, I'm fairly new in this sport still, but when I see talent, I see talent. It's Adam Gray, man, all day.
all
Yeah.
day.
I don't know what Rob's talking
I will
about.
third.
Hey,
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Remy, who are you going with?
I went with Adam Gray.
Yeah.
oh, you guys suck.
It's a 4-1. Way to stick out like a sore thumb there, buddy.
Ugh.
All right. All right, let's wrap this bracket up here. We have Kevin Cormier against the defending limited late model champion, Matt, as we like to say, Clemente.
That's a great name.
So, I mean, of course, I went with my man, Matt. I'll start it off. Rems, how about over to you?
I also went with Matt.
Diego? Yep.
I mean, is this real?
It's real. Come
No,
on.
Matt Clement is good,
Yeah.
and I like him,
Yep.
but not in this matchup.
Wow.
Really?
Cormier's nasty. When you,
You don't think Matt is?
I think Matt is. Cormier is.
Is what?
Oh, Remy's getting edgy.
Cormier
Remy's
is.
getting edgy.
Listen, you race with Cormier, you might get a fender or quarter panel ripped off racing with him. I'm going Cormier.
Wow. Okay. Jack?
Matt Clement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rob?
I'm going Clement. He's too suave to not pick.
Wow, I'm the outcast on this one, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Matt.
Adam Gray, Matt Clement next round.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to be intense.
We will we will revisit that bracket at the end, show you the matchups for next week. Let's go over to the street stock bracket, shall we?
Oh no, that's not called the street stock.
Oh yeah, sorry, the sweet
sweet
stock.
stock.
The
I-
sweet
my bad.
stocks, baby.
I named the brackets and I screwed that
I
up.
know.
Okay,
Still somehow not the best name in this whole bracket. But
let's go. This is just an absolute heavyweight slugfest here. Travis Hydar against Al Stone the third. Jack, why don't you start us off with this one?
I went with Haidar.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Reminator?
I also went with Hydar.
Every Stafford person in here is going to go with Haidar.
Diego?
I'm not going with Haidar. No, I think he popped a tire or something.
Wow, you went the bad luck route on him.
No,
well,
Stone's
that's
good.
fair. That's fair.
Stone's good. Stone's no joke.
No, but he does have a lot of bad luck.
Stone easily could win this matchup.
Mhm.
I think so.
Is that your pick?
Yeah, bring Haidar out on the Speedbowl. Stone wins.
Okay.
We'll see about that. But okay.
You're such a speedball homer.
I don't give a shit.
Rob, what do you got?
You think I went with Haidar, Diego? Do you really?
Of course
You
you
think
did.
I did?
Yes.
You're serious? Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I think that Al Stone at an 8 seed, I feel like in terms of raw power ranking, he could be a little higher up seeded. Just
Yeah.
putting it out
What did
there.
you go with?
It was still tight.
I went with Hydar.
Diego.
I mean, listen, Al
God.
Stone's legendary, but it was, Hydar's,
Listen,
he's in the
Haidar-
zone right now.
Haidar is
Exactly.
great.
Yeah, he's in the
He's
zone.
really good at what he does. Yep. So is an Al Stone.
No, but people are coming to your defense in the chat, Diego.
What? Oh, I haven't even read it.
Oh, they're saying the prime Stone would hand it to him.
All right.
Yeah, okay, see.
That's not, yeah, but we're not going all
Sadly,
time
they
here.
don't have
Not
says
career
in the,
resume.
you know,
I
we're
don't
going.
care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
All right, back over to the brackets. We got the battle of defending champions here. Aaron Plemons,
Oh, this is a
defending
good one.
Speedbowl champion, against Travis Downey, the defending Stafford champ. Rob, I'm going to have you go last on this one. Jack, start us off.
I went with Downey.
Of course. Here we go.
This is going to be a very rough bracket
Here
for
goes
you,
Remy.
Diego.
Remy's
Remy?
going to do the same thing. Just Stafford
Yeah.
people pick Stafford people.
Let them speak their piece.
All right, let's
Let
go.
them speak their piece.
I went with Downey because
Of
he would
course.
wreck,
Hold on. Let her say why.
he would wreck Aaron.
Wow.
Let's be real.
Wow.
His ass is being moved out of the way to get
Have you
that
guys
win.
have you ever watched Aaron race?
Yes.
I don't think you have.
Travis would get back to it. Trust me.
Go ahead.
Am
Diego.
I that much of an outcast here with
Yes.
this whole stuff?
You want me to go next?
Go next. You're going to say him too.
I went Aaron Plemons.
That's what I'm talking about. How could you not go Aaron Plemons in this? That
Yeah.
dude is a beast.
So you're saying you did?
Yeah, he almost went down to South Carolina and won that race too.
All right. So that's 2-2. Over to Rob. What do you got, buddy?
Of course. He's just another Stafford guy.
Bring it home, Rob. Bring it home.
I mean, let's just make this a Stafford Final Four.
That's so lame.
It's so lame.
So lame.
It really is just
Yeah.
so lame.
Stafford homers.
Stafford homers. I love
And
Stafford.
moving on
Of
to
course.
the next round, the reigning 2024 Street Stock champ up at Stafford,
Unbelievable.
That's
Travis Downey.
amazing.
How do you? I mean, I can't even foresee that.
Yeah.
If you watch racing, I don't know how that happens.
No. Let's have some more fun here. As we
Oh
go.
my God, that
We're gonna go into Norm Root.
I'm quitting.
Norm Root, who won 6 times at the Speedbowl against Adam Petty. Diego, you're gonna go last on this one, if you don't mind. Remy, let's have you go first.
Adam Petty.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Jack, over to you.
Adam Petty.
Rob.
Dude, I saw that 80 car ripoff way too many wins to not pick him. It was just in your face. I had to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Diego?
Sorry.
next.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were waiting for me to say the
Oh
name.
no! How do you not pick Norm Root in this one?
That's what I said.
Dude, it's so fast. God, it's fast. God,
It's over to me. What do you think?
Well, you are a Speedbowl guy,
That's true.
but you also took quite an interest in
listen.
the sportsman.
Adam Petty,
5 wins.
he was really good.
Yeah.
He's good at Steakon.
He's so good, I picked him to win.
Yeah, yeah.
No way.
No, listen, that's
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Norm Root is awesome, and I think he's going to win a lot more races this year. But
Yeah.
Adam Petty has done well.
So Adam Petty with the 3-2 advantage.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back to it now. We have Tyler Trott versus Ryan Waterman. Diego, I'm gonna have you go last.
Okay.
We're gonna start. We're gonna start with Jack on this one.
I went Tyler Trott.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you see the trend here?
Remy, no, continue on. Remy,
Oh
She
my
can't even
God.
talk.
This
she's
I mean,
gone.
this is just
She's
brutal.
Wow.
I mean,
Get
it's
it out.
brutal.
Get it out.
Does anybody know who Ryan Waterman is?
Go ahead.
God.
Say it, Rem.
Tyler Trott.
Oh my God.
It's amazing. Rob,
I mean, have you guys watched? Ever watched?
Okay.
Let's get
but
to-
I'm
Go
thinking
ahead.
about this year. I
Yeah,
personally,
this year
I feel like Ryan Waterman,
Watch. Yeah.
like he. Yeah,
I'm
he
actually
did good
starting
at
to get
Thompson,
upset.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, do you guys watch races?
No, wait.
I mean, have you guys ever watched this
no,
shit?
Or
no,
last
Diego,
year?
Diego,
I'm not-
Diego, calm down. Calm
I'm
down.
just
Okay?
saying.
No, but listen. Okay. I went
Go ahead.
Waterman.
Yeah.
there
I
you
did.
go.
I did. We've been grading these all coming out of 4, side by side. Who's winning?
Right.
I think it's
There's
Waterman for sure.
maybe. You could count on your hand of a few people that could beat Ryan
Yeah,
Waterman over the
exactly.
course of our
Yeah,
lifetime.
he's probably
in
winning
street
if they're
stocks.
side by side out the corner.
So it's clear that you picked Waterman, right?
It's very clear.
So it's 2-2 over to me.
I love Tyler Trott, though. Just let it be known.
Yeah, Trottomania.
I love Trottomania.
I do too.
You picked him?
Not that much, though. No, I went with Ryan Waterman. I went with Ryan
Oh,
Waterman.
I
Water's
mean,
with
I
us.
don't understand what's
Diego,
happening.
your brother's like crashing out in the chat. He's not happy.
Well, he like he should be.
So Ryan Waterman advances 3-2. Now we go over to the tube chassis bracket. Let's start it off. Jack, you're going to go last on this one. We have Dylan Estrella, defending Pro Stock champion over at Seekonk, against Remy's boy, Derek Luchaki.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Speaking to the mic.
My stomach, no, I'm being dead serious, is feeling some sort of way. Like I need some Peptos. No, I mean, like, what the hell is happening?
That's March Madness.
No,
We just
No, it's
defined.
Stanford Madness.
We just described what March Madness is.
it actually makes the brackets fun.
All right.
All right, sorry.
So let's see. What do I want to do here? I'm gonna have Diego. You're gonna go last on this one. Okay. I went with Dylan Estrella. Let me put the bracket back up
Dude,
here. So our
my private messages are
yeah,
going.
I can't even look at
I
them
can't.
anymore.
They're showing up at the top. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not even group message. They're private messages.
I think people need to understand what March Madness is. Nobody ever gets the bracket 100% correct. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
because there's all kinds of crazy upsets and things you thought were going to happen that didn't. So
I'd say so.
all right. So I went Dylan Estrella over to Rob. How about you, buddy?
I went Luchaki.
Ooh, okay. Remy, do we even have to ask who you picked? Hold on. Let's get you on camera. Go ahead. Switch to yourself before you tell us.
What a shocker. Luchaki.
2-1 Gluchaki. Who's that now? Over to you, Jack?
I went with Dylan Estrella.
Dylan Estrella. Diego, for the tiebreaker. The power is in your hands, my friend.
Now you
Oh,
can't get
so
back.
you went Estrella then, right?
Who's
Sid?
that?
Sid?
Yeah, I went Estrella.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 2-2.
2-2.
2-2 to Diego.
Man, and Gluchaki is such a beast,
Dude, I
Mhm.
know.
right?
He is.
But I didn't take him.
Oh
Wow.
my, you're lame.
Wow.
Estrella.
Estrella is really good.
Paid respects to the,
Yeah.
to the Pro Stock champ.
Yes,
Excuse
sir.
me. All right, let's get that bracket back up. Now, Luke LeBrun, the rowdy one, Jacob Burns. Now, let's start. Diego, why don't you go first on this one?
A lot of people may disagree with this one. I went Luke LeBron.
Interesting take. Jack, what do you got?
I went with Jacob Burns.
Reminator?
Jacob Burns.
Rob, over to you.
I went LeBron James. Sorry, that was horrible. That was horrible.
So
can we like
2-2
rewind this? and
2-2
prevent that from
over to
being
me,
said?
huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
Oh, this is a good pick. This is.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm going to say this. I know you're going to make the pick.
Yeah.
What really set me off was when I went to their Seaconks champion. Remember that Saturday they had the Final Four and I went.
Yeah.
I could have either went to Stafford's Seek tri-track race, or I decided to go to check out them, and LeBron drove like a boss
Yeah.
to try to win the championship. Instantly impressed me, like a veteran.
Well, that's a great story, but I picked Rowdy Burns.
Oh yeah. Hey, he deserves it.
Uh,
He deserves it.
all right. Now, Vinny Arenagato against Nick Johnson, who is the defending champ at Thompson, correctly? Right?
Very, very good.
All right. So let's go with Rob, you start us off.
Johnson.
Johnson. He went with the big Johnson. Remy? Remy, over to you.
Did I choose someone with an easy name or a hard name?
Hard
no.
name.
Vinny Arenagato.
I'm sorry?
Well, you challenged yourself, Remy. You
That was
gotta,
close.
I give you
That was
some
close.
credit there.
That was close.
Yep.
Jack, why don't you try?
I went with Vinny Arenagato.
Arenagato. Close. Diego?
Vinny
Yeah. You just going to stay away from the last name?
Arenagato.
You gotta
Yeah.
go with the Italian.
I did as well. So he's 4-1.
Oh boy.
All right. Now,
Oh boy, this ought to be
this is
good.
going to be a doozy.
This one's going to piss me off too.
Brody Monahan against Jason Palmer. And there's a history here. So let's go with who? I think I'll go last on this one. We don't need to. Do we even really need to go to Diego on this one? Go ahead, Diego. What's your pick?
Jason Palmer.
Beat him a lot last year. Beat him a lot last year. And then when he didn't beat him, he only lost because he broke. Even though Palmer's good, was beating him a lot. So Brody's up and coming, so I'm taking him.
Okay.
And he's my nephew.
Remy, over to you.
Jason Palmer.
Of course. Yeah, that's all right.
What do you got?
Brody Monahan.
My man. My man. Bro, I know you got
Robert,
Palmer.
what do you got?
He's looking at me from across the room. I'm sorry. I did go Palmer.
2 weeks in a row you were against him. It's not
Sorry.
good.
Sorry.
It's not
At least
good.
I'm consistent.
Not good.
It's on me.
Good. I
on
know
me.
what you're doing too.
You do?
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
I know you're going Palmer.
Well, here's the thing. We said that the setup was last lap, side by side, around 3 to 4, battling for the win. And we kind of had that last year at the Speedbowl.
Damn.
Palmer tuned him up a little bit. Didn't get penalized, got the win. That's what I went with.
I knew you did.
Oh my.
So we love Brody, but
Oh yeah.
Palmer's taking his 100+ wins to the next round. All right, so now we have the truck bracket to finish us off here. So,
And Diego thought them DMs were bad before. They're probably blowing up big time now.
Oh, I can't even look. I can't even
I had to
look.
stop looking myself, yeah. All right, so we have Rick Martin against Austin Long. I'm going to start this one off because I was the only one that did not pick Austin Long last week. And I reversed course here. I went with the upset special over the crafty veteran, and I gave Austin Long a March Madness win into the next round. Diego, over to you.
I love Austin Long.
Mm.
Experience, Rick Martin is just unbelievable. So I had to take him.
Wow, you
Yeah.
broke the Speedbowl.
Well,
Yeah.
Rick Martin is, I mean, he
Tough.
is an iconic
He's
guy.
tough,
He
yeah.
is really good.
Right, Hall of Famer, still
Hall
racing.
of Famer.
Yep.
I mean, that's a tough battle for Long.
Remy, over to you.
I also went with Rick Martin.
Jack,
Rick Martin.
man, that's a wrap right there. Rob as well, right?
Yeah.
4-1.
Sadly, because
Yeah.
I mean Austin Long is absolutely one of my favorite Speedbowl drivers, and I
Oh,
think he'll
yeah.
have an amazing career.
Yeah, mine
But I
too.
was feeling radical when I made the
Yeah,
picks.
radical Rick Martin.
All right, so let's go. We got a good one here too, huh? Brad Strickland, the defending Speedbowl champ, against the crafty veteran Todd Taylor. Jack, I'm going to have you go last on this one. Diego, this is going to be no surprise to you, but I went with Todd Taylor.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
You say no surprise. That is a little surprising to
It
me.
is a little surprising
Yeah,
for me.
I think he thinks I'm a little bit of a Todd Taylor homer. So it's yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I went crafty veteran on this one. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, listen, Strickland's the real deal, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah, he's very good.
Yep. All right, over to you, Chief.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right along with you here on this ride.
Okay.
Todd Taylor, I didn't pick him last week, and I felt bad, but he had a tough matchup with Randy Burr.
Yeah.
But this week, I think his crafty veteranship beats Bradley Strickland.
All right. What do you got, Rob?
Now, Brad Strickland, okay, maybe not a crafty veteran, but he is crafty. Like, in this scenario of them coming off a turn 4 to the line, I think he would just find some impossible groove that no one's ever ran before and just cleanly come to the checker.
All right.
I really do. I mean, when the dust settles, he's there as the winner. It happened every time.
Remy, over to you.
I picked the young gun.
Ooh, okay. 2-2.
Yeah, but it's deserving. There's
Yeah,
no, I mean.
100% he's the champ.
Oh, he's the champ. It's very deserving here.
All right, Jack, tiebreaker to you, my friend.
Let's see. I went with Todd Taylor.
Wow.
All
Damn,
right.
shut down for Strickland.
Wow.
So the crafty veteran makes it happen here.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we got the real deal, Charlie Beal,
Oh, boy.
against our boy Nicholas Frechetta, the defending Evolve Truck champion. Let's start it off with Jack.
I went with Freschetti.
Diego?
You have to ask me.
I know. Come on. Beal, all the way, right?
Deal.
Remy?
I also went with Beal.
That's the clincher right there. Rob?
Dude, that 30 truck is just an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like he's getting to the checkered flag first.
Yeah, man.
All right, so 4-1. 4-1 for Charlie Beal advancing. And now let's go to the last pick. So Dirty Love, our man Dwayne, or as Remy likes to say, Duran Knoll, against Tyler Chapman. Both had 5-0 sweeps last week.
And there's some history here.
There is a little history here, correct.
It's a good matchup.
Diego?
I'm going Chapman.
Yeah. Jack?
Chapman.
Remy?
Chapman.
Rob?
Chapman.
Sid? Chapman.
Wow.
5-0 sweep.
Woo.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's hard to beat him.
Tyler must be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who is this guy? Is he new?
All right, so let's see what we got. Our Sweet 16 has been finalized. Let's take a look what we got here. So, Kevin Gambacorta, Paul Varicchio, and Adam Gray versus Matt Clement.
Ooh.
That is looking good. We could have called that the Stafford bracket because it's the geometric that they only run there. But
Yeah.
so that actually
That's
is
beautiful.
That's our chalkiest of brackets. The top 4 seeds advance right there.
Oh,
so
are they?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A little against the grain.
Yep.
From what the Madness usually does. Now over here we have Travis Hydar versus Travis Downey. Downey's the 5 seed, and then Adam Petty, the 3 seed, Ryan Waterman. So Downey's slight upset over Aaron Plemons in the 4-5 matchup, but this one is also pretty chalky. That's just 4. So we got Travis Hydar, the all-time street stock winner at Stafford. And then we have the Stafford, Seekonk, and Thompson champions, right? So, yeah, that's
Banger.
a heavyweight bracket there.
For sure.
Tube chassis, we're looking at Dylan Estrella, Rowdy Burns, Vinny Arenagato, and Jason Palmer. What do we do? What do we got for upsets here? Anything here?
Vinny
Vinny's
made
a
it
6
through.
seed.
Yeah, he's 6.
So far he's the Cinderella story here.
Oh,
So we're
really?
looking-
Yes.
yeah. Okay, and then in the truck bracket, Rick Martin against the 5 seed Todd Taylor, Charlie Beal also a 6 seed, and Tyler. I mean, were we going anywhere except Tyler Chapman versus Charlie Beal in a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
Sweet 16
That's a
matchup?
classic.
Come on. Yeah. So
I feel like you can visualize that. Like they're coming to the checker, everything's exploding, there's fire behind them.
yeah.
That's
so,
what it would look like.
All right, so listen, we had a lot of fun with those brackets. I'm sure we pissed some people off, but you know what? It's March
Yep.
Madness. You're supposed to get it's bracket busting. That's the deal. That's what March
Feel
Madness.
free to send us an email for next week's viewer mail.
Yes.
All right, too much fun. I'm a little discombobulated here. But speaking of it, it is time, Diego. It is time for a little viewer mail.
You know what I can't believe still?
What? Go.
I can't believe how upset I'm getting over this damn bracket busting stuff. I'm being serious.
You'll be more upset over this year's pick'ems.
Okay. Well, whatever. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, because you really aren't good at those. Yeah. All right, here we go. Come on. Let's get going. Diego's going to hook us up here. It's time for our... Well, you know what, Diego? Before we get started, why don't we get our friends over at Monaco Ford, get the scroll back up.
Oh, yeah.
when March Madness is
All right,
over,
all right.
and let's do a little viewer mail. Here we go.
What can I say? Awesome graphics. I want to thank Ed Marceau, Firewood and Land Clearing for another segment with yours truly.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. First email. And I want some viewer participation in this one. Would local race teams race for free, and a reason why? A lot of beginning divisions don't pay. Example, Fast Friday, Seekonk, and certain divisions at Waterford and other tracks across the country. But yet, race teams pay thousands of dollars with no kickbacks. It's a great question.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to, does purse money bring teams to the track? So it was a great question. What do you
tough,
guys?
An
Sure.
amazing question.
For sure.
What do you guys think?
I'm
Well-
still going absolutely on the purse money part of it, at least. I mean, you can't tell me that a race that pays 1,000 is going to draw more cars at the same track in the same circumstances as a race that would pay 100,000. I mean, that's just. I feel like
I mean,
just reality.
that's a big difference. So
Right.
if a race is paying, I mean, I know you're just throwing numbers.
Yeah,
out.
hypotheticals.
Yeah, hypotheticals. I mean, if a race is paying 100,000, you're getting a lot of cars.
Right. Well, I mean, then you would say it would matter.
But I'm not sure. I mean, guys at these street stocks, they're building some really, really tube chassis street stocks.
Yeah.
I mean, these cars are. I got to guesstimate. If you were building one from scratch and you wanted to go out and try to beat Norm Root or Plemons or the Norman car,
Mm-hmm.
you're building a new Johnson car with a nice new motor and all the bells and whistles to beat them. You're spending $50
Yeah.
on a street stock,
Right.
right? All to come and win $250.
Yeah, if even.
I know.
And but that doesn't include the tires you bought that day or the fuel you bought
Yeah,
that day.
there's another grand.
Right? So they're coming.
Yeah, it's just a sad reality of the the system of the sport. Most sports you can just go, all right, well, I exist. I'm a living person. I can go play the sport. But with racing, it's not like that. They always say if you want to make millions in racing, you got to start with billions,
That's true.
and that is true on every level.
What do you think, Sid?
So when I first started doing video work and at the Speedbowl, and I remember I had a conversation with Terry Ames,
Yep.
just about the state of racing, and he said that he was not a believer that raising the purse was going to change the car counts.
Right.
I remember when he told me that, I thought, you cheap SOB, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you support the drivers? And his thing was, if I pay them more, they're just going to put more money into their car, and then the division gets out of control, and kind of like how the
That's
Super X cars are street stocks. And
True
the street stocks,
statements.
right. And so as the years went by, I kind of changed my tune and thought, you know what? I think he's right. And then you think about, I want to say it's when George Whitney ran the Speedbowl.
Yep.
I think they raised the purse significantly, and it didn't change a thing.
Right.
It didn't change the car counts at all.
Right.
And so I think it's Laura Beal here. It says basically racers are going to race
So
because they love it.
that's how I feel.
And I feel like that more so than not. And when it is something like, like when Seekonk had the Open Wheel Wednesday and the Monaco team did the 20 grand, or when the Sizzler is now a 20 grand purse.
Yep.
Like that does help the car counts.
Yeah.
But I feel like those are a little different because they're like one-off events, as opposed to if you raise like the weekly purse. I mean, it's always nice if you can win a little bit more money,
Right.
but I don't necessarily think that that's going to change anything.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jack.
If you're in it for the love of it, you're in it for the love of it. You're
For
not
sure.
in it for the money. You know. So
Yeah, I
that's
don't know
kinda
if
how
it's
I
the
look at it.
primary driving factor, but I think it is a factor. I mean, we were just talking about how all these modified tour initiatives to get the purse up. You got the Flow Racing Challenge,
Well-
right? And those are bringing big names back to the tour.
But with those guys, it's different. It's slightly different, I think, because whether Mac Zackham, I'm just using him as an example.
Mm-hmm.
If he runs the Tri-Track, the MRS, or I'm not sure if Stafford has open modified shows this year, like in continuing. I haven't looked at the schedule hard enough yet. But if you're going to do those things, why wouldn't you take the series that pays the most if you're going to do that? Right, but if you're racing locally, because you can't really afford to go out and run like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of teams would. I mean, they'd bitch about it, but a lot of teams would race for trophies. I mean, there's this thing like you're never going to satisfy any racer. It's either going to be
Right.
the officials are a favor in this one, blah blah blah. There's not enough money. There's always going to be something to bitch about.
Well, didn't they raise the SK light purse at the Speedbowl significantly last
They
year?
didn't say nothing to anybody.
They didn't promote it. That's
They didn't
one of the
promote it.
problem. But
Yep.
other than Hovey going down there, did it attract more cars?
No, I don't know if it's because they didn't promote it, but no.
It didn't bring anybody.
Well, they're going back
except
now.
for Nick. Right.
They're going back now because the purse pays good.
But that's one team out of,
Yeah.
I mean, there's in the region, there's close to 50 SK light teams.
And so obviously everybody that's watching that's going to watch the replay of this podcast, they're going to know that they know I'm a Speedbowl lover.
Right.
You can go to the Speedbowl in an open race and pay a small, pay one of the smaller purses of all open shows, and I think you still get 35 to 42 modifieds. It don't matter if it's 20 to win or 5 to win.
Well, just look at the MRS races at
That's what I'm
Blast
saying.
Off,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and Stafford's the same way, right? You go there for the prestige of the track, the way it's run. It's either you're going there for the way it's run and the whole environment. And the Speedbowl, they go there mainly for the racetrack because they love the racetrack.
Yeah.
They'd rather go someplace. And my point is if you feel appreciated and you feel good, I think people would rather have. I mean, they want the money, but that makes them feel better about going back to the races.
Yeah.
Right.
More than the extra $30 in their
Right,
paycheck.
for sure. I mean, it is a weird thing to discuss too, because obviously people who are already racing are going to say, "Well, the purse doesn't matter. Like I'm already doing it, right?" I just think it would be an easier sport for more people to break into, like from scratch.
Yeah.
If they knew there was a slightly better chance they would be making at least some kind of return, or if they weren't going to be going broke every week.
Right. Right.
I mean, both of those things could be true. Obviously,
Hey,
like
listen.
you're not going to get like you just said, the raising the purse. You're not going to get a huge, crazy increase from an already established event.
It was a great email. And
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
great,
absolutely.
It's a great
From
point
our,
to,
from
Who
our
said
boy
that one?
Mason.
from our boy Mason.
Oh
And-
wow!
yeah. And
All
it's-
right, Mason. That's what I'm talking
It's a
about.
great point to bring up because there's a lot of different situations going with financial stuff. So, all right, cool. Well, we have one more.
Yeah, we got time for another.
All right, cool. So I want to read this next one because I think this one is interesting too. I know my brother can relate and a few other people. What are we going to do about officials at Connecticut tracks? There are little to none coming up or joining to be officials, and there are few that work all 3 tracks as is. What is the solution? And I don't know what the answer to this is, right?
That is a much
Yeah,
tougher one than the last
that's
question.
an amazing question.
Don't get me wrong, great question,
right,
but I don't know
because-
who the hell's got that answer.
Right? I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but I know like in high school sports, there's like a referee organization.
Yep.
In terms of like, when I was playing basketball, it was like the CIAC had their own ref
Yep.
organization. AAU had their own officiating organization.
Sure.
I don't see anyone with racing here. I mean, again, if I'm wrong, someone tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, was there at some point?
But I feel like if you want to get like a more established governing body of officials, starting as sort of a group or like an organization that promotes officials. So like you come in at either my age or even younger, and then you work your way up to being at Stafford or Seekonk or any of the other tracks. But then from there you can get to.
That's a great point.
The bigger stages.
That's a great point.
Right.
I mean, that would be great.
Yeah.
I guess the hard part is like, who's gonna form it, right?
Yeah, no,
like you almost
exactly.
expect there
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to be some sort of like unspoken
I was just-
coalition
I
already to
mean,
form. No, it's a
yeah.
great point. Like I
Yeah.
would prefer that it exists, but it's gonna be hard to just say, all right, like time for this to exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like,
Yeah, the only part about doing that, so the only bad part I could see about it's a great point, Jack, and I think, if there was some leaders out there that were willing to spearhead something like that and that was organized, that could be a great thing. The problem that lies is if Jack is the head tech inspector at all 3 tracks and 10 teams hate Jack,
Yeah.
it turns to a problem.
Right.
yeah.
Right? You need something different. So if you had to do something like that, you would have to have a rotating 3 or 4 different managers, 3
Yeah.
different heads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
like different like branches.
And so
almost,
maybe
yeah.
this week you're Stafford's head, and then if this tracks could ever get together,
Yeah.
you might be Stafford's head one week. Next week you may be Waterford's head.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a rotating, so everybody knows who's the tough guy, who's not.
Right.
Like, sorry,
Yeah,
like
go
in soccer over in England, right? They have a governing body of officials, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and each official is signed to a game, but then they can also be like the replay referee.
Right.
And so to your point, like a lot of guys know, this ref from this ref, and this ref's going to give something that this ref might not,
Right.
give. So
Well, and it keeps the playing field even, because
Yeah.
everybody, almost every racer is going to push the limit of the rules.
Yeah.
Right, that's the
Right.
whole point.
So, so all of a sudden you're like, oh, damn, he's head tech tonight?
Like, oh God, we brought the wrong car.
No. And you know what happens? It just puts the fear in you every week because you don't know who you're getting. Nobody
Right.
wants to get DQ'd.
Yeah.
And it puts the fear in you every week
I like that.
to make sure that you play by
Yeah.
the rules.
Right.
'Cause
Right.
that's what keeps them honest.
Yeah.
Is the fear of getting embarrassed and because nobody wants to get DQ'd.
no, exactly.
No.
Yeah. So if there was like a rotating body
Yeah.
from this sort of bubble,
Yeah, you
that'd
need
be
like
the
a
best way to
Supreme
do it.
Court
But-
of officials
Yeah.
or something
you know
like
what
that.
would be really great though, and so this would be my small idea, is for the tracks, all tracks like Stafford does with, how Bonza came through all these different programs, and to do it with officials. But the problem that I think lies sometimes is, maybe I'm wrong in saying this, but a lot of officials, especially head tech guys, they want to be like the big man on the block. If that makes sense.
Like
right?
everybody wants to be bad cop, kind of.
Well, like, and I'm not saying, so I hate to stereotype every top official that way, but it could be slightly intimidating to a high school kid that's in this class to want to come in and do that with somebody like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, but it would be great to have some sort of program where they get high school kids or people that are involved in automotive involved, whether it's free passes, there's a certain amount, and you have to interview for that amount. And every year you come in and you're part of the tech staff, whether you're checking tires tonight, whether you're getting deeper into, you know how to do CC heads. That's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do that together.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a good way to bring somebody through, because not everybody's born to be a race car driver.
Right.
Right. But a lot of people still like racing.
yeah.
Right. So you have to do something. Maybe give them free ice cream.
I mean, listen, some people work for free ice cream.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. There's definitely an issue there, and it stems to a lot of facets of the sport. Like, there's not really a lineage on the media side of it. Now, a lot has changed now because social media is such a big
Yeah.
part of how you promote your track. But, it used to be like you would maybe write a column in the program, and then maybe you'd become the editor-in-chief of the program, and then maybe you'd be the press box coordinator, and then you'd be the PR guy.
Right.
And there was that same sort of, you would be a spotter, and then the assistant flagman,
Yep.
race director.
Right.
Excuse
Right.
me, my voice is a
Yeah, but it's
disaster.
Just say what's
Yeah,
happening?
so no, so that's pretty much what I was saying, right? So you just come
Yeah.
through the ranks.
I don't think the tracks would coordinate any sort of.
It'd be tough.
I mean, you can't.
No,
get the,
it would
you
be
can't get the
independent.
you can't
Right.
get the tracks to work together on anything.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is if you gave, for what Jack was saying, if you gave the tracks, I'm not saying a discounted rate, but it's up to the officiating crew,
Yeah.
right? Let's just say you formed a union for just work sense.
Yeah.
It was their job to know the track rules,
Yeah.
the 3-track rule books, right? So we're going to Stafford. You just better know the Stafford rules. Then if you don't know the Stafford rules, you're not the head tech guy.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think it's a great idea to do something like that, and maybe it would get more people involved.
I mean,
but
obviously, it'd be a logistical nightmare.
yeah. Or, yeah, I'm not sure what the answer to that program is. I mean, even guys like Keeter, I mean, he's on here a lot, and he worked his way through the ranks to flagging, and look at him now.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be,
Right.
right? I mean, that's a great story.
I know.
You know, there needs to be more stories like that, not just about the race car drivers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There needs to be more stories. There needs to be a camera guy. There needs to be a drone guy. There needs to be a guy that worked at Stafford one time and now he's working for NASCAR,
Yeah.
Right.
right? There's different parts of racing that's successful. It's just not about driving.
Right. Yeah, I mean Stafford, for the production side of things, we have a very good like internship sort of apprenticey program
That's
where
how
you
I
work your way
started.
up, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's
But
great.
yeah,
that
but there
Stafford does
isn't
that.
really that for the officiating behind the scenes side.
Right.
So
Well, listen, 2 good questions from viewer
That was
mail.
great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got deep into those ones. Damn.
Bangers.
The segment has been fun. We
Yeah.
appreciate
It's
that.
fired to life.
Yeah. All right, so listen, we had a little debate about the our popular pop culture minute, and I think Remy won out. She wants to take control of this segment, and so we are just going to let her roll with it. Remy,
First off, I want to say a big thank you to Riley Generators for sponsoring the pop culture moment.
actually, it's a pop culture minute, but
Minute?
continue on.
Here we go.
You said that in the rehearsal too.
I say that during rehearsal? Oh,
No.
crap.
Pop culture moment. Your
Remy
segment.
is the bomb.
See, I even screw up no matter what segment
You
I
can
do.
take the Remy out of the weekly update,
I can't.
but you can't yet. You get the picture.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I want to talk about something that maybe some people might not know, aka SID.
I know about it. Tell
Well,
your
now
stupid
you
story.
know.
Go. Come on.
Okay. So Kendrick Lamar, a rapper, he made a diss track about Drake, which was kind of fire. It's called Not Like Us.
What are we talking about? Go ahead.
Oh God. Here we go.
Listen, you joke about me.
I'm
Only listen to
listening.
country.
Well, that's
Now
true.
I'm having something different.
It's
Now
very,
we're like,
very rare.
I'll take hip hop over
This is
country.
Very
my
rare.
lane
Okay.
right here, man.
Continue on.
The 2025 Grammys, Kendrick Lamar wins Rap Song of the Year for Not Like Us. Imagine watching from your house and seeing your diss track win that category and your colleagues screaming, A minor. Embarrassing, right?
It's minor.
Yeah.
Minor.
Minor.
Very embarrassing.
It's
yeah.
A minor.
A minor.
You didn't say it right. But,
She's fine. She never does. That's fine.
it's fine.
Fuck.
Whoa, Emmy. No F-bombs on the live show. Come on.
So sorry.
Sort of like
A
the
little-
3 words we can't say.
Get it together.
Y'all are screwing me up.
That's our fault. huh?
What do you mean?
No, she was so confident pre-show. She was like,
We're in a pre-show, and now y'all are coming towards me, and I'm tired of it. A literal week after this, Kendrick Lamar is doing the Super Bowl halftime show. He was hinting of playing Not Like Us throughout the performance. Finally, at the end, he plays that song. The crowd is probably the loudest they have ever been during his performance, and the time he made the most eye contact was during Not Like Us. I just think it's crazy after a month later. I feel like
It is crazy. No, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about? Go ahead.
What are we
I
talking
wish you know
about?
this is going to
Look,
culminate.
could you sing that song for us?
We're almost done.
no, I'm stressing out now.
I probably could. But
Let me hear it.
I'm not singing it. No.
Oh,
No?
Well, it's got really
Well,
bad words in it.
I mean, if anybody knows anything about it, and I know the younger crowd does, and we've talked about it, Remy, it's kind of like a new version of Biggie versus Tupac.
I think it's. I mean,
Right? I mean, these guys are killing each other.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think culturally, I don't want to say it's bigger, but like.
You think it's bigger?
I
Yeah.
think
There's
so.
no way.
Yeah, no, I think it's bigger. I
yeah.
do.
What?
I do. No, listen,
Bigger
Diego,
than Tupac
Diego,
and
Diego.
Biggie? Are you
Listen,
kidding
Do
me?
they not understand that Biggie and Tupac both died?
They both
They were
died.
both murdered.
It's Biggie, Tupac. It's Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, and Nas, and then Kendrick
What?
Drake. It's like that.
Yeah,
that
100%.
three.
Diego,
All
I
right.
don't follow these
Dude,
artists at
off
all,
the
and I
rails.
heard about all the
Imagine
beef.
if
Wait.
Hold on.
Tupac.
I heard
Hey.
all the beef.
Everyone, chill. Remy, finish.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Just the end part. It's just I think social media is also a very big part about it. You know, helping it out for how big it technically is, because that's all my social media is right now. Is just people recreating that Super Bowl moment.
Okay.
So that was my.
No, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Social media has a large. They didn't have that back in the day when the Tupac and Biggie thing was really happening.
I mean, I got something to eat during halftime at the Super Bowl.
You didn't even watch that.
I did see Serena out there, right? And she was what? She's Drake's ex or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I knew a little bit.
I mean, I watched the performance, but the audio mixing on whatever stream I was watching was like really
Oh,
bad.
you're such a dork.
Dude, I couldn't hear the vocals. I couldn't hear the
Well,
vocals.
those shows.
This
those
is-
shows are meant for TV. They're not meant for, live audience. But I mean, people are saying like, I can't understand him.
All right.
That was me.
Remy, that was, I don't know what it was, but I was entertained.
I was too.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm going to give you that. I was entertained. I don't know what I was entertained from, but I laughed a lot. Yeah. All right. So it's time for us to do. Now, we're not ready for the weekly pick'ems, right? We'll take care of that once the season starts. But, however, last year we had to go double points because I was kicking everybody's ass so bad in the pick'ems. And what we used for those double points was the championship picks that we made in the beginning of the year. So we mixed it up until the season gets underway. We are going to be doing some picks. We're going to start it off with the regional series, and then we're going to do each of the southern New England tracks in the 4 episodes after tonight. And so we're going to call this our championship predictions, and our good friends over at Myers Creamery is going to help us out. Okay. So
Pick the music. It's great.
that's all Rob.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. My man
Yep.
Rob he upgraded our whole look this
Yeah, it
offseason.
was quite an anomalous one, I gotta say.
You know what, Rob? Listen, because you did such a great job with all the animations, why don't you kick this one off?
Wow.
Start us right off, guy.
I'm very honored.
Yeah,
Okay.
go
Now
for
it's
it.
gonna take me a little bit of time to read this because I pretty much wrote every name in the wrong box, but tried my best to get through this one. So I'm trying to win this year, so I pretty much went chalk. Okay. Emmerling, I picked for the mod tour.
Mhm.
I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. Hopefully he runs a full season, although that can be said for all these guys. Tri-track, I went Woody.
Mhm.
Don't know how it's going to do with the new car, but he finished second last year, so hopefully he rips a few off.
Quality pick.
Act, I have Gluchaki, Remy's boy.
Mm-hmm.
Evolve Pro Truck, Todd Taylor. This is where it gets hard to read because I wrote Todd Taylor in pass.
Yep.
Pass, I'm going with DJ Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
And for Nima and Nima Lights, I am going Randy Cabral for both.
He basically cheated off my thing. Go ahead, Remy.
Okay. So NASCAR, I did Patrick Elmer.
Give me this. She's still. Can you see it? She's still writing glue-chalk-IE. She still has to phonetically.
It's because like in my head, that's how it's spelled. Like if I
good.
write
You're good.
correctly,
Yeah.
it won't work.
You can.
Remy, my sheet looks way worse. All right, much
Thank
worse.
you.
I'm trying to even get out of frame.
I mean, I have very nice handwriting, so that's all that matters in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. So Patrick Emmerling, Tri-Track, I go with Matt Hirschman.
Chalk.
Suck it. Sorry. ACT, Derek. You can suck it.
Yep.
I went with Glue Chalky.
Yeah, you did.
Pass, I did DJ Shaw.
Oh, dude, you're just.
Pro Truck, I did Ryan Kuhn.
Mm-hmm.
I know I spelled his name wrong as well, but
That's fine.
I know how. Nima Midgets, I went Paul Scally.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nima Lights, I went Randy Cabral.
Very good.
Very unique.
Jack, over to you, buddy.
All right. NASCAR modified. I went with Luke Baldwin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Monaco Tri-Track, Matt Hirschman.
Chalk.
ACT Tour, Guchaki.
Chalk.
Pro Truck, Todd Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Pass, Joey Duran.
Dwyron.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And then the 2 NEMA series, I went Randy Cabral.
Who did you go with for the trucks?
Pro Truck, Todd Taylor.
Okay. Over to you, Chief.
All right. I'm going to one of my new favorite Mod Tour drivers,
Yep.
Justin Bonsignor.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yep.
I want to win too. Last year I was just playing with you guys.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Monaco Tri-Track, Matt Hirschman. Like everybody else in the ACT, I'm going Derek. It's finally time for him to win a championship.
It is.
Glue Chalk.
It is.
Mhm.
I agree.
Pass, DJ Shaw.
Very original.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a good one. The Evolve Pro Trucks. You ready for this one?
Oh, we're born ready, guy. Give it to
Bert
us.
Ouellette
Wow.
What the hell?
in the 151.
Really?
Okay?
That's going to be exciting to watch.
Oh, yeah. He's good. He's good in those
I
trucks.
know.
Don't sleep on him. Okay? Nima Midgets, Avery, who?
Store.
Store.
Mm-hmm.
Nima Lights, Kyle, who?
I don't know.
Is it Valeri?
Sure.
That's who I'm picking.
Okay. All right. Well, I changed one. I didn't have enough time to change another. There's too many duplicates. But I went with my man Austin Beers on the tour.
Oh,
Mix it up.
that's dark horse. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Woody in the Tri-Track, Gluchaki on the ACT, Joey Dwyron on the Pass Series, Todd Taylor on the trucks. I went Avery Store and the Nemas and Randy Cabral and the Nema Lights, both Bertrand Motorsports cars. Those cars are tough to beat. So we're going to tuck those away. I don't know what we'll do next week. What do you want to do next week? Thompson? Seekonk? Seekonk.
Let's
All
go with the
right.
conch.
We'll do the conch.
Go with
next
the
week.
conch.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll do
there.
the conch.
It's a Bahama fish.
All right.
Conch.
Well, listen, we did things a little bit out of order. We were supposed to do that earlier, but that's all right. Whatever, right? So you know what that means. Show's over, peeps. Wow, that's cranking up too, huh? Why don't we bring that down a little bit, Rams? You know what I'm saying? All right, everybody, listen, great to have you. We hope we entertained you here for a little while. We want to remind you, make sure you check us out on social because we have all kinds of reels and funny stuff going on. Diego, kick us some shout-outs.
Oh, love to do it, man. Thanks to Fowler's Auto Wrecking for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for always coming back with the Nostalgia Nugget. Hoosier Retirees for Remy's Popcorn Stat Chat.
What?
No.
Oh, that's not hers?
No, it's
What
him.
the hell are you
no, that's
talking
almost,
about, guys?
sorry.
Dude, get the
Sorry. Legion. Hey, listen. I'm just doing whatever I want to do here. Legion Speedway for Did You Know? Of course, Seacon Grand Prix for the March Madness practice. March Madness brackets.
You got
Jeez,
it.
I'm stumbling
You got
over
it.
myself today. Ed Marcel, Firewood and Land Clearing. That's from my segment, Viewer Mail. Of course, Riley Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. Sorry, Remy. Monaco Ford for the results ticker. And, of course, Myers Creamery for the championship predictions. And last but not least, Vault Productions. Thanks for this awesome kick-ass studio. We have a great time here and hope you guys do too. Last but not least, I say it every week, but we truly mean it. Thanks to all you podcast members for tuning in, getting into the live chat. Thanks a lot. See you next week.
All right, everybody. We hope you had an entertaining Tuesday night with us. We'll see you again next week. See you then.